Ready? I have a 2011 Polaris 800 Crew. We're doing U-joints and center bearing. Over here, it's not very easy to take the front drive shaft out. There's a hole right underneath here that you got to slide the drive shaft out without having to take out the differential or lifting the motor. You just slide it right out here between the control arms. Keep sliding it out. I had it bolted, the rest of the bolts out. I'll show in my next video how to put it back in. Here's the whole drive shaft for the Polaris Crew. As you can see, here's the center bearing. I put zip ties on it to kind of hold it together while I was taking it out, but it's shot. Completely shot. You can hear the noise. It was making vibrations going down the trail pretty severely. Here's the new one that we'll be putting in a new video. But separate the shaft, but you have to make sure that you have this U-joint lined up with the other U-joint. All the U-joints have to be timed or you'll get binding and it'll tear the U-joints apart. But you just gotta slide the U-joint apart, just like this. Place it on the side. Here's the U-joint. There's little clips down in the grooves, right here if you can see, that have to pop out. So all you have to do is tap them out a little bit and they'll come out. This is pretty new. Some older ones, it's harder to get all the clips out. Just pry the clip out. There, that clips out, that clips out. Each side has one. It's easier to get it out. Now you put it in your vise, or you could use 2 blocks of wood. Tap on it. U-joint comes out, it's completely shot. There's no grease left in it. Yep, and you got half the U-joint apart. You get the same clips, they're easier to see, that are in here now. Get your screwdriver. Dig all the dirt off. This side is all the way flush. It's hard to get the screwdriver underneath. If you flip it over onto the other side, you can see that now there's a little gap here. You can get your screwdriver in right there. Just give it a little tap. Now this clip will slide off. You can pry it off just like I did with the other one. And there's another one on this side. Find the end that you can get at. This one, there's room on this side. Hold it on your vise. Little tap. This side coming out. Parts do go flying. Same thing, put it in your vise now. Tighten it up a little bit so it's snug but not tight. Got one, that one shot. Nothing left of it. Flip it over, same thing on this side. This one's being a little more difficult. If you have problems like this, you can get a socket that fits just over the top the U-joint like so. Come back to your vise, put it in it, place it over the top. Snug it up a little bit more. Let's make sure it's, yep. There you go. One U-joint out. What I like to do is clean it up with a file. Get rid of all the burrs and nicks. Just makes it easier to put the clip back in. Same thing with this side. Clean it up. My new U-joint that I purchased from Amazon for $10 versus the dealership wanting $45 for it. New joint with clips, but make sure before you install it that there's actually grease in it, because I've had U-joints that there's no grease in before and they don't last. Check every one, make sure it looks good. See the grease in there? Okay, good to go. The U-joint caps off, set them on the vise, place them in the joint, place it in that side. Now I kind of set it on the vise like this, so we're pushing the other cap in on the other side. So you want it to get a little bit farther. So that this one will line up over, so you don't have to worry about the needles falling out. And you tap it down. Okay, you don't want to go too far. Then you got to put the clip back in. They're a little springy. They might fly away on you, but they're not too bad. That one's in. Okay, keep tapping now. Well, it's flush. So now you can flip it over and push this cap in the rest of the way. Like so. U-joint is on the one side, repeat it, put the clip on the other side, and the same thing. I'll repeat it on this side. Okay, shut it off.